So today's probably going to be the toughest day, probably. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie.
Right, that rate's great. Push. Come on, dig in. There we are, now graph. Okay. 6, 7-ish, yeah, perfect. 7, 8. It's up on score now. Come on. Push. Comes up or down. Okay. Let's go. Okay, keep the head up. Oh man. Make it easier, you both scored.
Right, so today we are in for a treat. So in today's episode we are going to be going through I'm pretty sure it's 2 full tests. I'm pretty sure it's the metabolic testing and then the Vo2 max testing. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we'll get to go through, but yeah, today is all about testing. So we want to use the results from this test to help us program our training. So we're here at a place called Health Matters in West Park Fitness. So yeah, it's an exciting day. Nicole's a little bit nervous, so she is. She didn't think that we were going to actually be running probably on a treadmill to our max capacity. So to be honest, I don't know what to expect too much here, because again, I've not done something like this before. So I'm kind of excited to go in here with kind of like an empty mind and just kind of go with the flow. Nicole's probably going to do better than me, you know, you never know. So the idea today is to come away with as much data as we possibly can, and then use that data to help us train within the right zones. So obviously when we're training for the half marathon and potentially further half marathons or marathons further down the line, obviously using the data to be able to adapt our training, that we're training, I suppose, we're disciplined within our training zones, because it's one thing going out and just training, but then it's actually going out and training within that correct zone or within that correct heart rate also. So excited for the metabolic testing. I'm not really too sure what to expect with that. I obviously know with the Vo2 test, we're going to be strapped up to a treadmill and we're going to run until we physically can't run anymore. So not looking forward to that one. That's going to be a bit of a pain and a bit of a headache, but we'll go in, we'll get it done. I suppose then, obviously when we come back, when we finish the half marathon, we finish our training and we continue training, we'll come back, we'll do a second test and we'll see where our statistics lie amongst this first result. So we'll obviously recreate the same kind of setting, same kind of morning, same kind of food, kind of training, etc., same kind of day, so that we can accurately see, you know, have we gotten better? Has our VO2 actually gone up with the training that we've done? And that is the goal, is again, use this data to really, you know, highlight what we should be doing within training and how we should improve our training. So yeah, excited. So we're going to go in here, we're going to get it done, we're going to get some work done. Yeah, so today's probably going to be the toughest day, probably. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie. And they said we couldn't drink any coffee kind of 2 or 3 hours before, so that was a bit of a pain. But you know, we're here now, let's go, let's get it done.
Alright, nice to meet you.
How are you? She didn't know she's going to be running today. I was just showing her videos of what.
You can do it on a bike or a rower if you want.
No, she thought you were going to sit her down on a little chair.
And like strap me up or something.
We can do that if you want. What we'll do is I'll bring you up and we'll go through it all from the start of the Okay, so look, I know what the issue is already. There's no point in me telling it to you without having it on paper. I can tell you, you're aerobically underdeveloped, so you don't have a base. So you've no foundation, so your house keeps falling down. So I'm going to throw it out there right now, because I'm going to be completely honest. Your half marathon's not too far away. Like, basically you're running too fast.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
You're underdeveloped from an aerobic perspective. So if you can buy into the concept of that, you might do it slower than what you first envisaged.
Okay.
That's okay, you know, but you have to walk before you can run, and you're probably running before.
I think because I'm running alongside her, because she's never ran.
I tried to catch up sometimes.
That like, yeah, it's kind of like.
And this is the problem with running. is like I break people, training partners up all the time.
Yeah.
It's an individual sport, and I understand you want to support and help her get through it, but you could be the reason she's feeling that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd be like, come on, let's push. But if she's anaerobic from the moment you start running, the energy system is fighting you at that point, and it's creating this fatigue and this brain irritability where you're like, fuck, I can't do this, why is that hurting, I'm sore, I'm crap, I can't do it, when realistically, like, you should have been here in January, like. You know, or even December.
I'm always late.
Yeah, but you look.
Yeah.
Right, so it's about 12.5 minutes. There's nothing you can do. If you have your phone, you want to go on your phone or like that, feel free to do it. Do you have your phone with you? So feel free to mess around with the phone if you wish.
Okay.
Alright, so nose clip, the spongy part of the nose clip, we're looking for to block the bottom of the nose completely off. Feel okay? Yeah? Does it feel like it's sliding off? Do you have moisturiser or something on?
No.
Alright, perfect. Hold it in your hand. Seal it with the lips, don't bite it. Breathe in, breathe out. That's all you're doing. So as I said, don't overthink it. Just keep the breath flowing, in and out, in and out, in and out. Feel okay? Was it bad, was it?
No. No, it's fine.
Done. That's the easy part done.
Yeah. Can we leave it at that?
If you want.
You excited?
My nose is funny.
Yeah.
12 minutes of a nose clip is going to do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was fine. So how does it work?
So in order to burn a calorie, you must consume 0.8 of a milliliter of oxygen. So it's called indirect kilometry. So it's a 98% accurate measurement on your resting metabolic rate. Nope. I'm not going to tell you the results. Well, I can. They all make sense when they're together.
Okay, yeah.
What do you mean you can't breathe through your nose? Like, I'll just go. But as you're running, like, do you know what I mean? She's like, I
But
can't.
see, the problem is that I would imagine, so when she turns anaerobic,
Yeah.
there's too much byproduct getting produced, and most people won't nasal breathe when they're anaerobic.
Mhm.
Everything you're saying to me, she's anaerobic
Yeah,
when
yeah,
she's running.
Yeah.
So she's never going to be able to.
Getcha.
So you telling her to nasal breathe
Yeah.
is not fucking helping.
You
You know what I mean?
Just making it worse.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm trying, I'd like to, because there's so much byproduct.
Yeah.
Even the best nasal breathers will go from nose to nose mouth to mouth
Yes.
at the very end.
Yeah.
But you might be thinking, but she's only going cantering along 6 minute kilometres, 7 minute kilometres.
Yeah.
That for her could be anaerobic.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Alright?
Yeah.
So throw that nose clip on there. So hold it with your hand, seal with the lips, try not to bite it, and just breathe in and out. So just as calm as you can. Keep him in out of the room to see if it's all right, and then he'll bring you down. So running as long as you can. And I want you to go as long as you can.
Okay.
That's what's going to be key. Alright, so if you do some of the things people think that they're going to make the treadmill go faster, this has no feeling. It does nothing. It does nothing to the treadmill. So if you press 6 and go, oh fuck, I meant to press 4, it's all right. Like nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
I will always want you to be generally arm distance away from the display. So if you can't touch that, I know you won't be able to touch it, so I might just go and call how you're feeling, and then you'll have to come forward to touch it.
Okay.
Like that, I don't want you to be right up the front where you're going to be touching it with your elbow. Alright, so literally feedback loop, that's all it is for me.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is basically, I'm going to get a mask on you, you have your heart rate monitor on. The very first minute of the test, there's no movement. So
Okay.
you're literally standing there, and we're analysing breath and heart rate. And then I'm going to take you through a real easy walk, jog, run protocol. Now, when I say real easy, you're going to walk for maybe 3 minutes into a light jog, into a sprint. It doesn't mean it's going to stay easy. Like my job is to get you off this.
Yeah.
All right?
Make
How-
it as difficult as possible.
No. Let's make it as successful as possible.
Okay, yeah.
How fast do you run when you're running? Like, have you ever raced? Do you ever do a fast 5K? Have you ever done anything?
So, like, I have paces for my runs.
Yeah.
So normally my coach will get me to stay between like 7:30 to like 8.
Minute kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first one made me do like a threshold test.
Yeah.
So I think I was running at like 6 something,
Okay.
but that was tough. Like,
Alright. About to do a test that in theory we're going to push you up here. Alright?
Yeah.
The risks involved are I'm going to push you as hard as I can.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to do it. If you want out at any time, you just give me that when it comes down.
Okay.
And thumbs down is the signal. Now when you give me thumbs down, it doesn't mean the treadmill is going to stop.
okay.
So you give me thumbs down, put your hands on the treadmill.
Okay.
I'll stop.
Okay.
So you can put your hands here, or you can put them here, the way you have it. So if you say to me, Sean, I want out, put your hands on the treadmill, that's going to give you a lot more security and safety. I'm going to pop the mask off you straight away, and then we're going to get you back walking.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
You're always going to be able to breathe. Remember. Look forward, into the mask. Right. Deep breath in, out. Feel alright? Okay. Thumbs up. Perfect. Perfect. So distances are good. Thumbs up. You okay?
You short-minded niggas, sauce is Napoleon. My furs is Mongolian. My ice brought the goalies and I embody every characteristic of the egotistic. He knows he's so fucking gifted. I just needed time alone with my own thoughts. Got treasures in my mind, but couldn't open up my own vault.
That rate's great. VO2 is the highest you've had in your test so far. Great job. Well done. Like 15 seconds away with you up 1 full kilometre. You want to try it? Nice one. Well done. Push. Come on, dig in. Where are we on our graph? Okay. 6, 7-ish. Yeah, perfect. 7, 8. Well done. Big jumping score now. Come on. Push. Come on, keep going. Here we go. Up. Dig in. Push through.
I'm living it.
Okay? Nice job. 15 seconds, Ryan. Let's finish strong. Thumbs up or down. I'll stop you in 5, 7 seconds, man. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Separate. Stay. Keep the head up. Nice job, man. Well done. Feel okay? Speak to me. Say a word.
Busy.
You're dizzy? Do you want to sit down? Well done, man. Alright?
Yeah. I wanted to go one more, but I was like, I just bitched out.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I thought, like, you went up and I thought I could do it, and then I was like, no.
Yeah, like I wanted to go one more. But in my head I had 15. As in like minutes. Ooh, that was tough. So excited to see what the results come in. We get them today, so we're gonna go through them. I'm gonna get an insight as into what we should be doing training wise and what we shouldn't be doing training wise. So excited.
Right, so lots to go through. Make it easier, you both scored in the same category for your gender and age. Okay. So, what we've just done is a VO2 test. Okay, so VO2 stands for volume of oxygen. It's measured in milliliters per kilogram of body mass, averaged over a minute. Ryan, you got a 48.2, Nicole, you got a 37.4. Both of you fall into a category of class of your fitness is excellent for age and gender.
Okay.
So, having great VO2s is one thing, learning to use them is the next, and that's with structure. The first question I ask everybody, is your weight stable? Is it going to get lower? Is it going to get higher? Because that has a relevance on VO2. So right now as we stand, are you heavier than what you want to be when you run?
Yes.
Are you lighter than what you want to be? Is your
Like,
weight?
the diet starts for me on the 6th of March.
Mine starts
So-
on like the 7th of April.
Yeah, so like this would be like peak body weight.
But just why I'm saying it is because your score will go higher if your body weight goes lower.
Oh, okay.
So volume of oxygen per kilogram of body mass.
Yes, get you.
So a lot of people think about mass when they're running is that it's pressure on your joints.
Yeah.
When realistically, I look at it oxygen utilization. So fat requires oxygen.
Yes.
If that fat's not there, that oxygen goes to the working muscles quicker. So dropping body mass has a positive effect on VO2, which will have a positive effect on aerobic capacity or aerobic function. As a number, we obviously strive to go as high as we can for your goals. Like you both have scored more than adequately to do whatever you really want to do with them. It's just a matter of using them and training better. Training with better structure will grow our VO2 as well. So both tests were perfect in regards to the elevation of your heart rate. So at no point during today's test was I ever worried that there was an irregularity, so it's the blue line. If there was any irregularity in your heart rates, they were perfect. And they elevated when I wanted them to go up, and they came down when I wanted them to come down. So at the end of the test, you were both walking. Nicole, your heart rate came down 11%, Ryan 16, second minute 32:41. What I'd ideally want here is about 12 to 15. So you're slightly below it, but that can just be something that's overtrained. Second minute I want 30 to 35. You're about where we want, like from a health perspective, there's no issue. Right, so heart rate is physiology, heart rate is your physiology. It's not pacing. Pacing doesn't account for how your body's producing energy at an inefficient or efficient rate. The reason we train by heart rate is to trigger a response in the correct energy system, aerobic or anaerobic. So exercises are not aerobic or anaerobic. The energy system that you're using is aerobic or anaerobic. And I think we're too quick to fall into describing exercise or activity as energy systems when, in my opinion, it's wrong, because everybody's going to have a different ability to create the energy required to do that given exercise, and we can often make mistakes. So what we're trying to do when we're aerobic or anaerobic is create ATP, it's the currency of energy. When we as humans make energy aerobically, we make it very, very efficiently because we use high levels of oxygen to do it. So byproductivity is low, sustainability is high. You will develop a better stroke volume, develop better oxidative tissue. It facilitates days that we have to go hard. It allows for recovery on the days after we've gone hard. So there's different reasons why we do it. My opinion, and it's an experienced opinion of testing for 15 years, is that most people do their easy stuff too hard, the hard stuff not hard enough, and they basically just run middle of the road, yellow zone, in an anaerobic state permanently. My fear for your profile is exactly what's happened. Once we started to run, within 1 minute you turned anaerobic. So for you personally, once you are above heart rate 154, you're anaerobic. It doesn't mean you can't run anaerobically, but it's the beginning of the end. You might have a resistance fatigue for maybe an hour, 40 minutes, depending on you're fueled, but it's not going to be enjoyable. And as I said to you before we tested, your foundation's not built very well. So your house is going to keep falling down. You will definitely be able to do the half marathon, but I'm going to throw it out there and I'm going to question, is this half marathon too quick for the bigger picture? Alright, Ryan, so completely different numbers, and this is why you're completely different people and why we never look at using the same numbers. Anyone, same age, height, weight, gender, doesn't matter, we're individual. You're aerobic up until 164. Okay, so between 149 to 164 is where you'll personally optimally perform for endurance running. Once you're above it, you're going to enter this anaerobic state, which is going to be not very favourable in an endurance-based sport. So
it's like once you pass, am I right in saying once you go up, you can't come back down?
You can come back down, but it's too late. Because if you've gone too long, you're depleting glycogen, you're producing too much byproduct. Are you injured? Are you fatigued? Is your heart rate going to come down at the rate you want it to? Probably not. And you might get down temporary and then it's up again. And then you're anaerobic again.
So am I right in saying, like, for a half marathon pace, you want to be running your half marathon pace below the 164?
You'd probably do about 12k in here and then 9k let it rip. So it's conservative. It's think of the bigger picture. For the marathon, you're going to want to be like, a marathon is a 20-mile warm up with a 6-mile race. That's what it is. Not the other way around. What we've done for years is get the discipline here, and then you will move on massively as an athlete. Now, Nicole, me interpreting your data, a lot of times when people turn anaerobic, this green line would go like that. Okay, yours doesn't. Yours goes up and just plateaus out. You buy into this concept of training the way we need you to, you'll get quick gains.
Okay.
But if you keep pushing the needle above because you think you're faster than what you are, it's not going to work. Is you could look at doing the marathon or the half marathon with structure, but you may not get the time you want.
That's okay.
Because you're not where you need to be. You're not where you think you'll be. And that's not me being insulting. And I'm all up for you proving me wrong. But I also understand where you are.
Yeah.
And I think if you go too hard too early in your half marathon, your 2 hour half marathon will become a 3 hour half marathon.
Yeah, definitely.
And you don't want that.
No.
So that's aerobic and anaerobic energy system. The measurement and the attention to detail on staying aerobic is very, very important. And that's why you can't run with her.
Yeah.
But you can. You can do your recovery stuff with her. So, no. Myself and Keelan are completely different. I do my recovery runs on Keelan's long runs. He does the tempo runs on my long runs.
Yeah.
Because we've different physiology. You know, so we're both going out and I'm like, I kind of want to run a bit faster. He goes, I can't, I'm in my zone. So then it was like, I don't do my long stuff with him. I'll do my short stuff or my recovery stuff with him. Because I can just drop out then. Or vice versa. You, although trying to help her, and you can, of course you can help her, but not pushing her to run faster because we believe we want a faster time is the answer, because your profile isn't ready for that yet.
Okay.
It will be ready, and I know for a fact if you buy in, you will tell me in 12 or 16 weeks down the line, you can't believe how beneficial this stuff is. Like, it's amazing what it does for you. But it takes patience, it takes buy-in, it takes real attention to detail on it. And I'm not going to lie to you, it can be frustrating because you're used to betting. But what I want you to feel is you come back off your long run and you go, I'm not tired. Okay. You know, little wins like that. I actually enjoyed that. Up the top is your energy expenditure. So we look at energy expenditure for 2 different ways. We'll look at your metabolic outputs in a minute. So specifically to you, how many calories per hour you burn when your heart rate's at a certain level. This is based off running the same type of testing, so indirect kilometry during your VO2 test. So the bigger the VO2, the bigger the energy expenditure. Pick a heart rate just for the crack, 160. Nicole at 160, you burn 561 calories. Ryan at 160, you burn 824 calories. Why I use this data is I'm a massive fan of what we class as intra-race fueling. So I want you consuming calories on your long runs and definitely in your event. So I want you to aim to consume a third of the calories you burn every hour, and that's based off your average heart rate. And this is, again, one of the reasons a lot of people are not successful at long running because they think they don't need anything. Don't get me wrong, you 100% can run without fuel. Yeah. But do get me right, you will 100% perform better with fuel. So this is where your gels, your gel blocks, your jellies, your carb drinks, this type of the stuff that you want to bring in. Jellies for the win. 4 jelly babies for the calories.
Shopping for running gear and came back with a lot of running jellies.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but again, don't overconsume them because let's say you go for a run at 150, you're only burning 500 calories an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
You're only looking at about 175 calories an hour to be brought back on. Okay. So that's 6 jelly babies.
Yeah.
In context. Now then we'll link in the metabolic data. So what we've done with our metabolic testing is we've measured accurately how many calories you expel in a day. So resting metabolic rate. Okay, so if we didn't move an inch in a day, how many calories you'd burn? Your metabolic rate is considered to be 14% above what we would predict. Nicole, yours is much higher, 32%.
Is that good or bad?
It's good. Context, you burn 1901 calories a day without moving an inch. Ryan, 2304. Okay, so although your percentage is lower, your output is higher because your mass is higher. Yeah. Okay, but straight up, that we know for a fact, this is what we're burning doing nothing. Yeah. And then we replenish based on exercise. We just, what I want to do is we use your lifestyle activity to help create that deficit. We replenish post exercise based on refeeding to give us more fuel. And we look at monitor the deficit as how successful or not successful it is. But the or more is the target, straight off the bat. I'd be going, right, Nicole, I want 1900 calories, and depending on how much we're moving and exercising, we can give you a bit more on. Okay. But yeah, that's it. It's over to you guys now to use the data.
Yeah, cool.
Think about it, understand it, isolate it, plan it, be meticulous with it. So happy with it?
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot to take on. The fact that there's 2 of you and the whole thing's recorded, you can just look back at it if there is any things that you're unsure of, you know. There's a lot. Take your time to read it, question it, go through it. There's loads of information around on my podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to fix you up as well.
Yeah, is card or cash?
Yeah, card. Yeah.
Clarified on what we're trying to do to keep them fasting, so to speak. Are you just going in there?
I might just
We're going. I'll see you later. Well done.
Thank you so
Any
much.
questions, just let me know, alright?
So we just wrapped up our metabolic testing and our VO2 test, VO2 max testing. So obviously you've probably seen, we went through all of the data with us, and kind of what we're going to do now is obviously it gives us a better insight as into actually taking that data, going to our training programs and seeing, okay, well if we have this run on a Monday and this run on a Wednesday, actually being able to run that within the right correct heart rates for our bodies. So obviously me and Nicole are obviously training together at the same time, but for now obviously we're going to have to separate. But yeah, so I'm excited to actually start training accurately and like disciplined. And I know it's discipline in just training, but there's actually a discipline in doing things correctly and seeing how much of a difference it makes. So like coming back here in say 6, 12, 18 weeks time and seeing if we've actually improved those results will be a massive telltale. So obviously got the marathon tickets, by the way. We got our tickets to the half marathon, so we were lucky enough to actually get, we entered a raffle or something like that, and then the raffle gave us the tickets, so we're able to buy tickets. So we secured those tickets I think last night or 2 nights ago. So that has been confirmed, so we will be running the Dublin Half Marathon on the 30th of March. So we've got about 3 to 4 weeks of good training between now and probably a couple of days before, and then we'll be kind of tapering training down. So we're going to go use this data that we have obviously collected, and we're going to go and reprogram and make sure that our training is much more detailed and accurate around what it is that we want to do. So excited to sit down and actually map out training, excited to sit down and actually, you know, figure out how much fuel I'm burning through every session as well, and then actually refueling correctly too, because that's something that we definitely don't do. And in terms of hydration as well, we're just not doing enough hydration either. So right now we're about to get super accurate with everything that we do, and this is why you do things like this. One thing I'd love to also do is measure feet. In terms of when I say measure your feet, like make sure we're wearing the correct running shoes for obviously calf problems or shin splints or anything like that. So that is another thing that we do want to get done. But this week was all about testing us individually, and then obviously programming our training around what we're going to be doing in the future. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think Nicole enjoyed it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Excited, absolutely excited. It is time for a coffee, and then it's time to go back home, get some work done, but also sit down, map out training over the next 4 weeks, and just get stuck in.